Welcome to Star Bios, the podcast where we dive into the fascinating lives of Hollywood's most iconic stars. I'm your host, Casey Gold, and today we're shining the spotlight on the incomparable Natalie Wood. With a career spanning over 2 decades, Natalie Wood left an indelible mark on American cinema, captivating audiences with her talent, beauty, and vulnerability. From her early days as a child star to her rise as a leading lady, Natalie's life was a true Hollywood fairy tale, filled with triumphs and tribulations that continue to inspire and fascinate us to this day. Born on July 20, 1938, in San Francisco, California, Natalie was the daughter of Russian immigrants Nikolai and Maria Zakharenko. Her father, a carpenter by trade, had emigrated from Russia in the 1910s, while her mother, a former ballerina, had arrived in the United States in the 1920s. The couple settled in San Francisco, where they worked tirelessly to build a new life for themselves and their family. Natalie's early childhood was marked by a strong sense of Russian culture and tradition. Her parents spoke Russian at home, and she was raised on a diet of traditional Russian cuisine, music, and folklore. The family's small apartment in San Francisco's Richmond district was filled with the sounds of Russian language and laughter, as Natalie and her siblings, Olga and Lana, grew up surrounded by the sights, smells, and tastes of their heritage. In 1943, when Natalie was just 5 years old, her family relocated to Los Angeles, where her father found work as a carpenter in the film industry. The move marked a significant turning point in Natalie's life, as she began to immerse herself in the world of Hollywood. She would often accompany her father to movie sets, watching in awe as actors and actresses brought characters to life on screen. The magic of filmmaking captivated her from a young age, and she soon became determined to become a part of it. Natalie's early education took place at the Hawthorne Elementary School in Los Angeles, where she excelled academically and demonstrated a particular aptitude for languages. She quickly learned to speak English fluently, although she would always retain a hint of her Russian accent. Her parents encouraged her to pursue her passion for acting, and by the age of 6, Natalie was already landing small roles in film and television productions. One of Natalie's earliest memories was appearing in a 1946 episode of the popular radio show, The Jack Benny Program. She played the role of a young girl who helps Jack Benny solve a mystery, and her performance earned her a standing ovation from the live studio audience. This early success sparked a sense of confidence in Natalie, and she began to see herself as a legitimate actress, rather than just a child playing make-believe. As we explore the early life of Natalie Wood, it becomes clear that her family's experiences as immigrants played a profound impact on her development as an artist. The cultural traditions and values instilled in her by her parents would later inform many of her most iconic performances, from her portrayal of Judy in Rebel, Without a Cause, to her breakout role as Maria in West Side Story. With her talent, determination, and the unwavering support of her family, Natalie was poised on the cusp of a remarkable career, one that would take her from the heights of child stardom to the depths of personal struggle and back again. As Natalie entered her teenage years, she began to land more substantial roles in film and television. Her early performances showcased her talent and versatility, but it was her portrayal of Judy in Nicholas Ray's 1955 classic Rebel, Without a Cause, that truly catapulted her to stardom. The film, which also starred James Dean and Sal Mineo, told the story of a group of troubled teenagers struggling to find their place in the world. Natalie's performance as the vulnerable and sensitive Judy earned her widespread critical acclaim and established her as one of Hollywood's most promising young actresses. Natalie's success in Rebel Without a Cause led to a string of high-profile roles, including appearances in films such as The Searchers and Marjorie Morningstar. However, it was her breakout role as Maria in Jerome Robbins' 1961 musical masterpiece West Side Story that cemented her status as a leading lady. The film, which was based on Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, told the story of two rival gangs in New York City's Upper West Side, with Natalie playing the role of Maria, the sister of one of the gang leaders, who falls in love with a member of the opposing gang. Natalie's performance in West Side Story was widely praised by critics, with many noting her impressive singing and dancing abilities. The film's success can be attributed in part to Natalie's chemistry with her co-star Richard Beimer, as well as the iconic choreography of Jerome Robbins. The movie's blend of music, dance, and drama helped to bring a new level of sophistication to the musical genre, and Natalie's performance was at the heart of it all. As Natalie's career continued to soar, she found herself drawn to more complex and challenging roles. She appeared in films such as Gypsy and Splendor in the Grass, showcasing her range and versatility as an actress. Her performances were often marked by a deep sense of vulnerability and sensitivity, which resonated with audiences and helped to establish her as one of Hollywood's most beloved stars. Natalie's experiences as a child star had given her a unique perspective on the film industry, and she was determined to use her platform to tell stories that mattered. She was drawn to roles that explored themes of identity, family, and social justice, and her performances were often infused with a sense of passion and conviction. As we explore Natalie's rise to fame, it becomes clear that her success was not just due to her talent, but also to her hard work and determination. She faced numerous challenges along the way, including the pressures of fame, the scrutiny of the media, and the difficulties of navigating the complexities of the film industry. However, through it all, Natalie remained committed to her craft, and her dedication paid off in the form of a remarkable body of work that continues to inspire and captivate audiences to this day. As Natalie entered her 30s, she began to face new challenges in her career. She had established herself as a leading lady, but she was determined to take on more complex and nuanced roles. She appeared in films such as Inside Daisy Clover, and This Property is Condemned, which showcased her range and versatility as an actress. However, she also faced criticism for her performances, with some critics feeling that she had lost her touch. Natalie's personal life was also becoming increasingly complicated. She had married actor Robert Wagner in 1957, but the couple divorced in 1962 due to irreconcilable differences. Natalie then married actor Richard Gregson in 1969, but this marriage also ended in divorce in 1971. Her third and final marriage was to Robert Wagner again in 1972, with whom she had a daughter, Courtney. Despite her personal struggles, Natalie continued to work in film and television throughout the 1970s. She appeared in films such as The Candidate and Peeper, and she also made guest appearances on popular TV shows like Heart to Heart. However, her career was not without its challenges. She faced intense scrutiny from the media, which often focused on her personal life rather than her professional achievements. Tragically, Natalie's life was cut short in 1981, when she died under mysterious circumstances during a yachting trip with Robert Wagner and actor Christopher Walken. The official investigation into her death concluded that it was an accident, but many questions remain unanswered to this day. Natalie Wood's legacy is complex and multifaceted. She was a talented actress who left an indelible mark on American cinema, but she also struggled with the pressures of fame and the challenges of her personal life. Despite her untimely death, Natalie's films continue to inspire and captivate audiences around the world. Her performances in Rebel Without a Cause and West Side Story remain iconic, and her influence can be seen in many actresses who have followed in her footsteps. As we conclude our journey through the life and career of Natalie Wood, it is clear that she was a true Hollywood legend. Her talent, beauty, and charisma captivated audiences for decades, and her legacy continues to endure long after her passing. That's all for today's Star Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Casey Gold, reminding you to keep shooting for the stars.